Hey y'all, it's Darlene, Stitch Party of One, and this is my 9th video. And I want to give a thank you to everyone who has subscribed and watched. And I'm so excited to tell everyone that I finally broke the 200. Yay! I now have over 200 viewers. 203, as a matter of fact, to be exact, but still, I was thinking I was never going to break that threshold, so I thank you for that. This video is coming a little later than my normal, because I've been sick. I was sick all last week, and just broke the fever and the headache and everything a couple days ago. And you know how it is when you get a migraine? Afterwards you feel kind of fragile and not quite there. Yeah, that was me all day yesterday. So I'm doing much better. It was a bug. It was a nasal bug that moved down into my throat, gave me laryngitis. So, and I'm still a little rough on my voice, but but I've been very quiet. I wasn't watching any TV or movies or Flosstube. I just sat here in my little room and stitched quietly, and alternated between that and reading to, you know, let my eyes change focus and everything. But yeah, this went on for the entire week, so I am running a little late, and I don't have much to show you, except I have gotten quite a bit done on my JBW Designs the Queen Bee. I know a lot of you out there have done this. I'm doing it in colors, and I've gotten half the vines done. I don't think my thread's going to hold out though. I am using DMC 4045. I don't think you can see that. And I don't know whether I'm going to have to actually schlep out to one of the 2 places around here that sells it, or order it online, which means I'd have to wait for it to get here. And I wasn't going to do any more ordering this month. So I think my old store, I used to work for AC Moore. I was their I carried a lot of titles though, but I started out as the office manager and stepped down, and I was their classroom coordinator, a job I was doing at the same time. I was, long story, and when I left there I was a front-end supervisor. So my title changed, my duties changed. I was there for 7 years. So I do know that I bought this one there. I don't know whether they still carry it because I haven't been back there since I left for my surgery a few years ago. But yeah. And if y'all are into bags, I started out doing individual stitches at the bottom, and then I just, because DMC doesn't have the breakdown that some other variegated flosses have, you can actually go back and forth with DMC and not have a lot of messy. So I started out doing, you know, 1 stitch at a time. I said, I don't like that. So you can actually see there versus up here. I'll point it there. Versus up here, if you look close enough. So, again, I had the spaciness, and I'm still feeling, after you've had a headache for like 7 days straight, no matter what you do, no matter what you take, you're always waiting for it to come back on you for a few days. I'm trying not to look at the grass outside. That I will tackle tomorrow. Today I went to the grocery. I did a couple runs out over the weekend, and I went to get groceries yesterday. I went to Dollar Tree and treated myself to a new Sudoku book. To be honest, in a nutshell, I suck at Sudoku, at least the harder ones. And numbers are not my thing. Words are. I used to do crossword puzzles all the time. Fairly middling hard ones too. But a friend gave me a book of all easy Sudokus, and she got me hooked on it, and to the fact that I even bought an electronic one and was playing the lowest level on the electronic one and kept losing and losing and losing and losing. And I walked away from it for about 6 months after I bought it. Picked it up on my birthday and won my first game on the electronic one. So yeah, I also got, there's some things I need to do, and I need a hacksaw, and I know that we have one, possibly two, downstairs in my basement. Where they are, I have no idea. I looked for half an hour, and it's probably at the bowling alley with my husband's tools, because that's where everything winds up unless I hide it. And yes, I've gotten to the point where I buy my tools and I hide them, because otherwise they go bye-bye or get strung out everywhere. So, excuse me, this is a Sterek mug from Society 6. It has polka dots, and it just shows them sleeping. And the artist is Yuji, Y-U-G-I. Yes, she's one of my favorites. I love her cartoons. So I got groceries, treated myself to a book, and an ice cream. I rarely ever have ice cream. I'm kind of like Cheryl, and I'd rather have a soft serve cone from Dairy Queen dipped in chocolate. But I heard somebody say, enjoy your ice cream today, when I was at Dollar Tree. And I thought, you know, I haven't eaten all day, and I still have to go to the grocery store. And it's one of those things this summer. I mean, I think of ice cream as a summer thing. And I guess I kind of felt, you know, like Kitten Stitcher has that cheap and cheerful. And I got the lowest calorie thing they had, pretty much, at 210 calories. I am trying to watch my intake, but, you know, I've had a hard week. And I do think my husband thought that I was just being lazy, communing with my inner bear, because it had been raining, and that might have been part of the problem. But yeah, the barometer going up and down. But I really wasn't. I was running a fever and had the headache, and I was getting quite cranky towards the end. I had to apologize. I've got my Boston Terrier Cato laying in here with me. His dad is visiting his mom, and he doesn't like when we're gone, so he gets real clingy, and I was snapping at him earlier in the week, and I had to apologize. He was just excited that I was downstairs, and sometimes I feel like a bad mom. But boy, I'm just rambling a lot, aren't I? So I did a lot of reading, a lot of thinking. It's surprising how much I think when I'm quiet. I guess I'm kind of making up for it now. I even canceled out on my regular stitch night. Sterling Stitchers. I said I've got a bug. I was hoping it would clear up, and now I've got laryngitis, and whatever this is, I don't want to give it to any of you because I know a lot of the ladies like babysit their grandchildren and work with other people, and I didn't want to give it to anybody. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the DC Metro Stitcher meetup next month. But in the interest of having something to talk about, since I'm sorry, Cheryl, today was Monday, the 25th, and your package still isn't here, but I expect it any hour now. I mean, pretty much. Cheryl sent me a love gift. Isn't it sweet? I'm so excited. I have no idea what it is. That'll be something nice. When I get finished with the grass tomorrow, by that time the mail will probably have run. So my cheap and cheerful was ice cream. Treated myself to a bit of summer ice cream, and they had a few slices of watermelon at the store. So after I'd eaten my dinner, I had some watermelon afterwards for dessert. Kind of ate the dessert first, but priorities. It was going to melt if I didn't. So I'm going to show, since I don't have much else to show except my bee, and I know I'm rambling. I'm good at this. I'm going to show a few of my things from my bin of shame. This is a scrapbooking holder. Sometimes I use it as to hold my work in progress, but this is a, oh gee, which kit was this? I want to say Bucilla kit. It is a Canadian warbler. I also have an Eastern bluebird to match that, which I had not done yet. This is one of the earliest kits that I did. And if you like to see the back, see, I've always been picky. My sister Candace, I was working on something, and I'd laid it to the side, and Candy was visiting. Her husband was in the Navy at the time, so they didn't get to visit. And she picked it up, and she looked at the front, and she flipped around, looked at the back, and went, "This is Darlene's piece, right?" And they're like, "Oh yeah." She says, "I can tell." They're proud of me. This is a Ziggy. I just like that blue. I think that's $9.96. And I made that to cheer myself up. little OCD along with my ADD. This is a teeny tiny little motif. Little teeny tiny again. I was getting a feel for itty bitty and teeny tiny. These are, I can't think of the name of it now. It was a Parisian leaflet, which I thought was pretty neat because it was all black and white. And this is in front of a cafe. I just love that dress and hat. And this one, I think this was my first use of beads. For beads, if you look, her beads are independent. And it says, ooh la la. And I actually bought the material and ribbon to finish this off and just never got around to it. That's what the marks on the fabric are, spacing. And it's in that hot pink. Yeah, it's not cool. Let's see, what else have I got? They've seen that one. This is my first use of variegated. This is Shaker Tree of Life. And I was real pleased on how that came out. I used all variegated on that, all DMC variegated. Oh, this is my only Cats by Kelly piece. It's called Baroque. Because it made me laugh. I said, yeah, I could see a cat doing that. What's that, Kato? Something you guys haven't already seen on the website. Okay. This is an Eeyore I did. I do not remember when I did him. But I did him for a friend, and I think she moved back to her home state. And I'd misplaced it, so this is Lizzie Kate. I wish I'd done it on a large piece of fabric. My other Cars of Broom. And of course I had to add a kitty cat. This is something primitives, button tree. And instead of wool and wood buttons, I used shell buttons three different shapes, and I used eyelash yarn in between. I made basically an Easter egg tree without the eggs. But yeah, see, this moves. I apologize that I didn't arrange these ahead of time. This is Lizzie Kate's Wanted Jolly Man Bearing Gifts. And originally I had it in mind to do all the Lizzie Kate Santas. I'd even started collecting them, but then I did this one and I used now I can't even think of the fluff stuff for the beard, and it was such a pain. I said I never want to stitch another Santa. I know Drew is out there going, oh, no more Santas. Not this kind anyway. And this is Dolly Mama's When Did My Wild Oats Become Shredded Wheat? Which I think is ironic because I never had wild oats that I sowed in the first place. Yeah, I was a good kid. I was boring. I was old before my time. But I loved her outfit. That honestly looks like an outfit that I would probably wear. Much to my niece's dismay. I also have Is It Hot in Here? Which I really have to do that one. Because it fits. And then I could hang them as a set. This one is from the Short and Sassy #1 book, and it says everything's coming up roses, but I planted daisies. Now I really don't know what that means, but I love daisies, and I really am not too fond of roses. I like pink and yellow, so this was, these were supposed to be bookmarks, but I stitched them all together. I like the folk art feel of them. And I remember when I was stitching this one, because I think we went home to visit family and I was stitching in the car on it. And I just like that. It's very folk arty. And I'll tell you, I don't know what fabrics these are. If it's not Aida, I have no clue. I just grabbed stuff and stitched. This is, now I did have this in a frame, but I took it out to use the frame for something else. Lizzie Kate's original Live Simply, Love Often, Love Deeply. This is from Short and Sassy. I'm thinking it was book 2. It says Superwoman, I have no choice. I just thought it was cute. This is Pin Stitch, P-I-N-N, and it is the Chinese zodiac, and I am a dragon, and I traded for this kit. He was quite a lot of fun to stitch. I was tempted to do the whole lot of them, but I decided no. It was quite a lot of work. A lot of color changes and detail in that. And these are the first 2 kits I bought myself. The bird kit that I showed earlier with the Canadian warbler, that was something my sister gave me. She gave me that, the Eastern bluebird. This one I bought myself, and it's Busy Hands Make Happy Hearts, and I think it's a DMC kit. I'm not certain. But I did this one back in 2001, early 2000s. And I didn't realize this until I started the second kit, but I got 2 5x7 kits. I got this one, and I got the next one, and they're different colored Aida. And I wanted to frame them together, and they're not on the same cloth. But this says, at the top it has a sign that says, Angel on Duty. Bless this house, each board and rafter. Fill our home with love and laughter. I haven't seen that anybody else has stitched this. So. Now that was detailed. That was a lot of back stitching. But I still like the, the folk art type. And other than that, everything else I have posted on Instagram or online. So that's pretty much, that and the others are pretty much it. But I will re-show the other ones later. I will attempt to give you a laugh about something. I had a girl compliment one of my bags at the grocery store today, and And I was laughing. I use it to carry canned goods because I have a weight limit of how much I can carry, and it's a smaller tote. And I said, I think it's Liz Clyburn. I said, I don't know. I said, I don't pay attention to brand names and stuff like that. I said, to me, it's a bag and it holds my stuff. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with, you know, I had a friend, I had a Clinique bag that I had my toiletries in at a getaway, and my roommate asked me, you use Clinique? And I said, no, my niece does. She just, had to clean it like this. She'll find something to do with it. I don't know, it's because I am a Virgo, but I like bags and boxes and stuff like that. But seriously, if it fits and it's decent, that's all I care about. If it's a bag that holds my stuff and doesn't dump it onto the ground every 2 minutes or come apart. If it's pretty, that's a bonus. But I'm pretty practical in that regard. I see a lot of nice bags up there, but I wouldn't. I'm the queen of inexpensive handbags. My sister hates me, or says she does, because she'll like, ooh, I like that little purse you got. And I said, thank you. She said, how much was it? I said, $2. And she's like, what? I said, yeah, I got it on clearance. I walked by and said, buy me. I'm cute. So, I love bags. And it's a danger when you work in a store like AC Moore, because my friend would be putting out stock and shit, and I'd come into work and she'd say, don't look, just keep right on walking. I'm like, what? She said, just keep right on walking, because she knew me too well. I wound up with a lot of bags that some of them, I started going through stuff, you know, to purge and stuff. I found bags I couldn't even remember buying. They were still in the plastic. And it's like, why would I buy this? What possessed me to buy this? I can't believe, I don't even remember even looking at this. I don't even remember seeing it. So, yeah. What a drag it is getting old. But I'm happy to be coherent again. No headache. 2 days now, no headache. Bless. But it, like I said, it left me feeling kind of brittle after dealing with it for so long. So I hope I have better to show you and talk about next week. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of my bin of shame. Oh, you've already seen this, but I do want to show you this before I forget. Yeah, they had that question of what piece did you work the most on? What piece did you get tired of before you were finished? That sort of thing. This is mine. This is Celestial Navigation by Stitch World. It was the accompanying chart to the Millennium Sampler, and everyone was doing the Millennium Sampler, and I was doing this ship under the heavens. This is a decade, y'all. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. I love the night sky. I really do. If I ever stitch another, it will be on navy or royal blue. I will not fill in 336 again. So y'all remind me of this when I start thinking about another night sky picture. Yeah, I have to be different. I have to be unique. Everybody else did the Millennium Sampler, and I got all the notes, you know, for the corrections on it and everything, but I was busy doing this for 10 years. And Samira in the DC Metro Stitch is doing a gorgeous, gorgeous map. Oh, so gorgeous. And I'm like, more power to you. I won't even do the Millennium Sampler. Though I did get, when I started to do it, it was done on old gold Aida, and it had been discontinued. Managed to get 2 pieces off someone. Big enough to do the 2 pieces. That one and the sampler. And I've still got the booklet. I've still got the booklet. I haven't given up hope yet, but I doubt it's going to happen. Kato's crashed out on the floor, bless his heart. So thank you for everyone who has subscribed, and thank you for everyone who has watched. I hope you like this video, seeing some of my bin of shame. Again, I will show other pictures that I've already shown online another time, because I figure most of you are on Stitch Mania anyway, so you've probably seen it. Doesn't do to repeat myself, but hopefully I'll have more to show next week, and I will definitely have my happy mail from Cheryl by then, and I will save it to show. I won't use it. I will look at it though. I'm not that brave or strong or what have you, to not look. I gotta look. And I'm going to endeavor to try to finish my wreath today, because I mean this week, this wreath, garland, arch, whatever. I'm going to try to finish that if my thread holds up, and if I need to get more, whether I have to. I was thinking I might, because one good thing about DMC variegateds is they match actual DMC colors pretty well. So I was thinking the last length I have, let's see, 18 inches or so, I would try to match up, and maybe I can just cobble it together from regular DMC. I think I can. I did find there's 2 things I'd like to share with you too, and this is stuff that I have found out. And one is that I ran out of a collar on a kitten, which I have never done before. I was doing a inspirations kit, you know, one of those weekend type deals, and It was on a main part of it, and I ran out of floss. And the only thing I could find, I was trying to match it. One DMC was a little too light, and you could definitely see the difference. And the other DMC was definitely a little too dark. But I found if I did the bottom crosses in the light color, and, or was it vice versa? Darn. Oh well, y'all can test this out, but if you're trying to do an exact match and you don't want to wait because it's a gift or something, and you have something just a tad bit lighter and a tad bit darker, okay, do the crosses on to the right on the bottom in the darker color, and go back over it with the lighter color, and it should equalize it so it matches the color. That's what I found worked for me. So keep that in mind. It's very I was very proud that I figured that out on my own. Yeah, that I didn't call a store or something to ask, or have to ask. But that was an important learning experience. Also, I wanted to share that, because I'm surprised how many people don't know this, because I didn't know it until I bought a book. I actually had a book that told me this. Needles are all stamped funneled on one side. We know our sewing needles are. That's why we got that flat side that goes up against the shank, and and everything, so that the eye is there. But all needles are done this way. I did not know that. I actually bought a book on needles at a sewing expo that I went to, because I thought, oh, a book devoted to nothing but needles. And that was a very interesting fact to know. And so anytime you're having issues threading your needle from one side, remember, it's funneled to make it easy, so it's wider on one side. So you're probably trying to put it in the back door. That didn't come out right. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm really trying not to laugh. I have a terribly evil mind sometimes. Back door was not the best phrase to use, but you'd probably tried it from the wrong side, turned your needle around, so that the funnel can work as it was intended. With that note, I'm going to leave you for this week. Thank you for your patience and waiting till I got my voice back and my sanity, such as it is. And I hope you have a great week, and come back and visit with me again, because and I have a lot of people to catch up with, so if I don't give any shout outs, I apologize, and this is running a little over. So I hope that anybody that doesn't like long videos will forgive me this one time, because I do try to keep it under 30 minutes. Okay? So until next time, bye.